Hello everybody. Today we're going to create this half-tone shader that you can see on the screen. To get started, I just have a basic scene setup with a plane and a sphere with the same material applied. Let's jump over to our shading tab. Make sure we're in the Eevee render engine. First, what we're going to do is create a circle. As you can see, the halftone is comprised of circles of varying sizes. So that's what we're going to start with. Create a single circle. To do that, I'm just going to get our texture coordinate node and let's just preview this. You can see on our plane, let's hide our sphere. You can see on our plane, we have our UVs going from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. We can preview this better if we do a separate XYZ, and you can see the X goes from 0 to 1 and the Y goes from 0 to 1. To get a sphere, we want to find the middle point and we want to subtract this from our UVs. So we're just gonna grab a subtract node and we're just gonna subtract 0.5 in the X and Y direction. The Z direction does not matter. You can see that our center has moved, and if we get a length of this, you'll see that we have a dot, or rather a radial gradient growing from the middle to the sides. Over here, if we grab a less than node, this can now control our sphere. Right? However, our threshold is going from 0 to 0.5. We don't want that. But we can just add another math node and multiply this by 2 so that we can go between 0 and 1. Alright? That is great. Now we don't want the circle on our plane, we want it on our screen. So instead of our UVs, we're going to use the window. And now you can see that this effect is now in screen space. Let's jump over to our camera view and adjust our camera a little bit. Right. To get more spheres, we're just gonna multiply this by some value. Let's say we multiply this by 20. You can see our sphere has moved to the bottom left corner. After multiplying, to repeat the effect, we're just gonna add a fraction. Now you can see we have many spheres and all of them can be controlled. There's still one problem, which is, as you can see, the spheres are not exactly spherical, they're squished. The problem occurs because our resolution is not square. We have a rectangular resolution. To fix this, we're just gonna multiply our axis with the aspect ratio. Let's just get a separate XYZ node, combine XYZ node, plug all of these in, get a math node, set it to divide, duplicate this. Now this node can be plugged on the X or the Y channel, and on the other node we're just going to enter our resolution. If you don't know what the resolution is, you can just go to the output tab and find the resolution from there. Let's just plug this into the divide and you can see we have perfect spheres. Let's get another math node, set it to round, and plug this into the vector. Now this number is going to control the number of spheres we have on screen. Set this to 50, I guess. That works fine. So now we have our basic canvas setup. What we need to do is get the information, the lighting information, and to do that we're just gonna get a shader to RGB node. This node only works in Eevee, so make sure you're on the Eevee render engine. We're gonna separate this, grab a separate color node, and set the mode to HSV. We're gonna take the value and plug it into the threshold. And when we preview this, see we have our halftone effect complete. You can increase the amount of spheres we have to get a more detailed render, and decrease, have a more cleaner look. This works in real time. We can move the light around and you can see the spheres become smaller and larger as the light intensity increases or decreases. Let's go back to our shading and make some more changes and finalize the effect. Let's create a combine color node. Grab our, set this to HSV as well, and grab our hue and saturation, and the value we're gonna set it to 1. This will let us grab whatever color we have set in our principal BSDF. Let's grab a mix node, set this at the bottom, and this color is going to be our shadow color. Plug this into the factor, and once we preview this, you can see we have our effect complete. You can make this into a group just by selecting the nodes, hitting Ctrl G, and add this at the end of your shaders to get them to have this effect. Note that this works only in the camera view, but that's all we care about, so I don't think it matters. We need to stay in the camera view so that the spheres are of the proper size. If you have any thoughts or any other effect that you'd like me to create, please leave those in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. That's all for today. Thanks.